Hi everybody, thank you. My name is Sue if you're new here, and well, you can probably tell from the channel name. And welcome if you're new, and if you've subscribed, that is absolutely fabulous. I think I've just touched the 400, which is nowhere near where I want to be, but you know, from small acorns, hopefully we'll build a successful channel. So today's got to be a shout out to Julie Parker. Thank you so much, Julie, for making the suggestion for these nails, which was that she said she thought it would be really striking to do a monochrome set. So here we are. You can adopt this design for any colour mix that you like, but I do think the black and white looks particularly stunning. I did ask everybody to let me know if there's something that you're particularly wanting to see, and it was Julie that made the suggestion, so thank you so much, love. Now I've already set up my hand. She's called Eve, and it's a Glitter Planet silicone hand, and I'm absolutely loving using it. I bought some tips off her which go into the nail well, and then stuck some stiletto tips onto the end of those, and then just to save some time and to keep this video down to about half an hour, I've already done the nail beds for the ones that I wanted a smile line on, because you've seen that on loads of videos, I'm sure. And then we could just crack on with this design. So I filed around a little bit around the smile line, and then I've gone in with a contrasting sort of stripe in a V shape of the white. And I'm not bothered that I've actually got it over the nail bed, because I can file that down a little bit before I cap everything in clear. And I didn't want to use any glitters or anything until I've got this white down, so or black. I didn't want to stain the brush. At some point I do swap out the monomer for a different once I've used black, because I wanted to cap it and I didn't want it to be contaminated. But I'm pretty sure I'm using Wow Bow or Glitter Bells monomer, but they will be humour free. So I'd already made a start on this one because it was going to be plain white, and this is the one I'm going to use the foil on this one to get that design. If you can't paint, if you're not artistic, then the foils are absolutely fabulous, and there's so many available. Sometimes I'll start the design looking at what foil or glitter I want to use, and sometimes it's what colour powder I'm fancying doing. So as you can see, I'm just filing around that smile line just to smooth it out a bit. I think what I would have liked would have been to have taken that white higher up towards the side wall of the nail. I think it would have made it look less chunky, but it's difficult on a thumb to not make it look chunky, to be honest. But I think it would have helped elongate it if it had taken that white up the side. This one's just going to be a black, and I want to bring some of that glitter in onto this black, just in a bit of a diagonal to tie it in with the rest of the nails. It's nice to work with, this Wow Bow black, very pigmented. It's a bit on the wet side, so I'm drying it out a little bit on my towel to make the bead a bit drier. Oh, faffing about a bit there, weren't I? Perhaps I picked a bead up that I thought would be too big. If you do pick a bead up and you think it's going to be too big or too wet or too small, then get rid and start again. There's nothing worse than me trying to, and this is on experience and practice, there's nothing worse than trying to force the wrong bead to where you want it to be. I've got myself in awful messes doing that. I do realise that sometimes I'm brushing and I get to a point where I could stop and I just keep going. End up taking product off when I should have left it where it was. So I want to change this over now from on the thumb with the white stripe. I want the black stripe and then white at the end of this one. So this does look really messy while I'm doing it. Absolutely abysmal looking. But it all sorts itself out in the end, so don't panic. Don't panic. Your file is your best friend. There we go, managing to get a little bit more of a point, but I've got far too much. I could have cleaned that off, but I thought, well, I'm going to file it anyway, so don't worry about it. Now this one, I wanted to do it like a bit of an ombre with the glitter, because it's grey and black sparkly, and I'm using the black and white. I wanted it to come in between this black and white, but I should have done it a bit lower down and left more of a black area at the top. I kind of brushed the glitter a little bit too high, I think, and they look pretty in the end, but it's when it's not what you intended in the first place. Sometimes I beat myself up about it a bit. So just brushing that down nice and thin because I want to put the glitter on. I've already done a clear band on the nail bed on this, like I would do if I were doing my own nails, just to protect it from that black colour. And I also do the clear, so it just goes over the tip that I've added on just to smooth it out. So I think while that's wet I should be picking up a bit of glitter, but or do I wait till after I've done the white? I think I wait till after I've done the white. Yeah, let's get all this black out of the way. Wait while I see this. This must end up as a right mush. You might be looking, thinking, oh my God, look at the state of that. But there'll come a day when I can keep that neat around that corner, but it's very unforgiving using black. I have to think I mustn't lose sight of what the end result's going to be. You know what stages you're going to do, then it's usually okay. So you see on that thumb what I'm saying about the white? I wish I'd extended it. Rather than, I tend to go from where the nail bed naturally would become your free edge with the white. I could take it higher up the sides. I think that would look prettier. Okay, so you can see I've got a different dampen dish here because I've changed out to some new monomer because I've been using black. I didn't want to contaminate this this white going on here. Now, I've filed around the edge of the black, or I've kept the edge smooth with the brush, so I can go straight on with the white, knowing that when I go over the top with the file, it'll take all that down and give me the smooth line of the smile line. The alternative would have been is that I could have used the file on top of the nail and got rid of all that sort of extra mess, but I knew it would come good in the end. So while I just put this white on here, I'll just say if anybody else has got a suggestion, like Julie made for this one, it would be lovely. It would be lovely. Basically, because I want to be giving you what you want to watch. And it can be a little bit challenging deciding what to do, because you can have about 20 ideas in your head and think, oh, what should I do first? Right, I decided that white was going too high up, so that's why I kind of took it off and back down again. Doesn't have to be a very, very smooth line, so I'm going to come in with some glitter. But I'll just try and thin it out a little bit. So, like I said, I wish I'd done this a little bit lower down. I'm itching to do my own. I'm dying to do it. But I'm trying to stay clear because I'm hoping the better for August. I've got for the end of August, which is in. I'm doing this voiceover on 31st of July, so it's about 3 weeks and it's my son's wedding. And I've kept thinking what I'm going to do to my nails on his wedding. I might not be able to do them as yet, so we'll see. So I'll put you a little bit of music on while I just do some capping. again. So I've capped the ones with the glitter on and the white one, and then I've gone in with the e-file and I've filed over these with the smile line and the chevron, just to get all that mess off the top, make it all nice and smooth, so that now I can cap it, and then we can move on to top coat, and I might even put a bit of glitter on. Not glitter, rhinestones. Might even put some rhinestones on as well. But we've got the foils to do, and I'll just smooth this one down once I've capped it. Got some tiny little black bits in there. There we go. Go on, you bugger, get out. So I've found with this foil glue that I use about 1.5 minutes in the UV LED light, and then I'm putting this foil on. You can use a silicone tool, or you can use if you've got a smooth fingernail, you could use that, but you don't want to scrape into the plastic. So if I'd not put the foil glue, no, change that. If I was going to do the foil design all over it, what I would probably do is use a lint-free wipe over the end of my finger and use that to smooth it on. But I don't want to get, even though they say they're lint-free, sometimes you get something off them, and I don't want to get it on the rest of that white at the top, so I'm just using my silicone tool. And I've realised in the piece that I've chosen, it's not missed taking it, but there's no actual line across the top of that design, so I'm going to come in with some striping tape and stick that straight onto that surface. So I'll do 2 or 3 strips of this, I think. So cut it bigger than you want so that you've got something to hold and play with. Because you trim them down afterwards. These scissors I've got are absolutely useless at cutting at the ends. Goodness knows what's happened to them. So I think I changed my mind and end up with my cuticle nippers. Them little bits are determined not to let go of me. So I've just got to do this and then we can top coat, so I will be back with you shortly. So there we go, that's the finished one. Thought I'd pop back on for a quick summary, and thank you ever so much to Julie for your suggestion once again. So don't forget, it would be lovely if anybody else has got any ideas on what you'd like to see, leave me a comment and I'll get around to it as soon as I can. I'll go through a couple of pointers that I might not have said when I was doing the voiceover. If you're doing the striping tape, put a couple of coats on. Make sure you've sealed. Cut it slightly short of the edge. Make sure you've sealed it all in. And you can see from my the side of that it's not quite perfect. So I'll take my photograph from the other side because that's pretty good. I've gone for a little bit of bling. I just thought it should be something that was a bit dramatic for monochrome. And my fingers are feeling a bit better, so it might not be long before I can do my own, hopefully a few weeks. And there we go. Extra long monochrome ombre glitter, smile line, transfer foil, encapsulated glitter and bling. Love you loads. Take care. Look after each other. Bye.